Good morning, everybody. I am Professor Shruti Joshi. As Professor Savita Khanapure Madam is on maternity leave, I will be teaching you principles of entrepreneurship development. This subject is one of the most easiest as well as interesting theory subject and one that you can score in. Well, I have heard that Professor Savita Khanapure Madam has uploaded the first unit of the subject. So let's begin with the second unit, that is new types of enterprises. We'll begin with the meaning of the enterprise. An enterprise is nothing but a project to start it and to run it, and to bring all the four factors of production together so that to achieve the end goal or the common goal, that is to earn the profit. The best example for this enterprise is the companies like Facebook, Google, Apple. They get a project to start it, to run it, and they bring all the four factors of production, that is land, labor, capital and entrepreneur together to achieve their ultimate goal, that is nothing but earning the profit. Next, we'll move to the features of enterprise. Feature is nothing but the quality that defines an enterprise. The first feature is producing or selling a product or service. Enterprise is entitled to decide what to produce, that is which product to be produced, where to produce, that is the location where the product producing work will commence, how to produce, that is step-by-step procedure to produce the product, how much to produce, that is the quantity of the product to be produced, for whom to produce, that is to select their end customer, and when to sell it in the market, that is to sell the product in the market according to the product demand in the market. The next is utilization of the resources. Whatever the resources are available, using them to their maximum potential to get the better productivity is known as what? Utilization of the resources. The next is comparison between the costs and output. All enterprises makes comparison between the cost incurred to produce the selected product and what it gains or earns from its output or the final product. That is, it compares the money invested to produce the product and the profit it gains from the selling the final product in the market. Next is continuity. An enterprise is an ongoing entity because it is not a single product producer but rather a continuous effort to produce in a bulk. Next, we'll move to steps for establishing an enterprise. In order to establish an enterprise, it has to follow some steps. So let's understand what are those steps one by one. Step 1 is product selection. See, certain goods require magnet to attract the customers. So, an enterprise has to choose its product or goods or services that are to be produced should be on the basis of its sales potentials, that is how much it attract the customers and how much the product will be sold in the market and the product demand in the market. The next is selection of the location. See, the location may affect on the growth of an enterprise. It may affect on the availability of the labor and the raw material. So, absolute care should be taken while selecting the location for starting up an enterprise, because it is very difficult to change once the location is selected. The next is preparation of the project report. Project report is nothing but the report which includes the pros and cons of the projects in the future, the project possibilities, you can say, the findings on the project possibilities, and the recommendations are known as what? The project reports. These project reports are helpful in getting clearances from government and also in applying for loans from financial institutions. The next is choice of technology. See, the selection of the technology should be updated version to reach its ultimate goal. If it is outdated one, then an enterprise cannot meet the customer's taste and it cannot provide the satisfaction to the customers. The next is nature of organization. An enterprise can select its products or services based on the different types of organization like manufacturing, trading and service industries. That is, it can go for the manufacturing field, it can go for the trading, or it can also go for offering the services. Next is obtaining finance. Adequate and sufficient fund must be provided to an enterprise at right time for starting and continuing their work. The next is purchase of machinery and equipment. Selection of the right machinery and equipment will help for the smooth process of the production work, and it is considered to be essential to increase the productivity. The next is purchase of raw material. See, the raw materials are the building blocks and starting point. You can say it as a starting point for any final product. If you will be having a raw material, then only you can proceed it in the different process and you can get the final product. So raw materials are what? They are the building blocks that is to build the final products. They are the blocks to reach the final product. So to reach the final product, adequate supply and proper management of the raw material is necessary. Then the next is manpower planning. Manpower planning means nothing but planning regarding the human resource availability, that is the labor availability, which includes comparing the number of employees required for an enterprise and availability of such employees. If it meets, then an enterprise can reach its goal. And it has to evaluate the different types of employees required for the different structures of an organization. The last, that is registration. Enterprise has to register and obtain license and approvals from the government. Come up with your doubts and clarify if you have any. Thank you. Guys.